It's recording.
Hi, and welcome back to The Fallen Returns. Um, I am your DM, Snicket, and welcome to the fuckfest, I guess. Whatever, let's do this shit. Last time on The Fallen Returns, you guys did a lot of military planning, which I cannot remember the defining details off the top of my head. But there was stuff, I have broader notes that decisions were made on how to arrange the troops, what to do, and exactly what you guys were going to do. So after asking Old Man Jenkins if he could buzz the office, as it were, he went "Neum" and tested their defenses and also kept them busy while you guys went up the fun slide. Not the body shoot, the fun slide, because
the fun slide.
body shoot's a little too morbid, but the fun slide is. So he went into the stationary, not actually bouncy castle, and managed to climb up where Talmar pulled a lever that he miraculously found, and it actually apparently turned off some stuff, which was great because something that chops up bodies on the way down possibly wouldn't be a great thing to run through. Professor saw the magical alarm and said, "Lol, whatever, noob," and easily just turned it the fuck off. And you guys entered the castle proper. The castle known as Moleth Rahil. And you guys went into where they kind of take care of the bodies before dumping it down the chute. And it kind of was really just nasty in there. It looks like it hadn't been used for a while, though, which is good for you, because rotting body smells fucking god-awful. You managed to open the door and see a long hallway full of cells where you saw a bunch of the locals kind of in various states of pain and misery and maybe dying. Then you guys kind of walked out and saw a whole lot of choices, which you guys are currently giving the 1,000-yard stare because that's where we left off. And that's where we're picking up. So, music, stuff and things. Fine. Yeah, it has a proper name, and I'm actually gonna copy and paste that proper name because it's like fucking Elvish and shit.
Yes.
Melith
I'm
Rahel.
turned on.
Lith Rahil, and it means Mother of the Gods. That is what the mountain it is on was called, and it transferred to the castle where the Onyx Court is held. So you guys have come out. There is a doorway before you. There is this sort of giant room where there's a stairwell going up, a stairwell going down. There is a door across from you, and opposite of the stairs is what seems to be a heavy wooden door, which is opposed to the heavy steel doors. So you guys essentially sat there and were trying to figure out which way to go. So which way would you like to go?
I turn to the professor and I whisper to him and ask if he can it says, "Can you talk to Mirai? Can you hear her?"
I will attempt to check in on my psychic bond with Mirai.
You reach out for a connection, and you get a feeling. It is very faint, almost as if something's trying to block it, but it's coming from downstairs.
From what I can tell, and there's a lot of magic blocking us, it is somewhere downstairs.
All we knew was downstairs.
Yes, that's as much as I can actually give you, though. I imagine we find stairs, and we go down them.
We are standing upstairs, aren't we?
Oh, I thought we were standing at a door.
I Jim face at the staircase.
Yes, there is a staircase to your left. It goes up and it goes down. It does not turn into a slide as far as you know. But who knows? This is a fun house, apparently.
Why are you having fun?
Okay, because you're not actually looking at Roll 20. Baby, you can take some DM inspiration for that.
Wow.
Because Willy Wonka and the
Right.
Chocolate Factory is also welcome here. But yeah, there's staircase going down. There's also door in front, door to the right, staircase going up.
Can I reach out to my guide to try something similar?
You try to get a hold of your
Okay, well-
guide, but there is a lot of
Interference?
yeah. This place is just there are things or something has happened where the celestial guide, your angelic guide, is kind of going in, and you're just getting this feeling of this sort of feeling of that you should be cautious and trying to divine where someone is in here may not go quite so well.
Right.
But you get the feeling you're going in the right direction, that you were in the right area, as it were.
Wasn't
So somewhere in this complex of cells and shit.
Okay. In the general complex of self.
Well, this castle is absolutely fucking huge.
Right.
So
You
Okay.
can just start opening doors.
well, wasn't there someone that wasn't in the downstairs basement that we were worried about?
My brother, maybe.
I say we go downstairs first.
okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
All right.
Hurry up!
So, you guys are heading downstairs.
Yeah.
For shizzle.
Does anyone want to lead the way?
I'll lead.
No,
I
I
meant
look at
someone more in
Aaron
a stealthy way.
Yeah, I put my hand on Talmar's shoulder, and then just look at him, give his shoulder a pat, and wordlessly head down the stairs in front of him.
But I'll be your seeing eye paladin.
No. That's not.
Denied.
That's not a thing.
Brutal.
Not a thing. Nope.
Okay. If you are stealthing, please roll a stealth roll for me. Oh,
Oh, shit.
you're golden.
Wait. Because Arendir did cast Pass Without a Trace last session.
Oh yes, where we came up out of the fun
Out of
chute.
the shoot.
That-
So has it been 10 minutes
that's a-
since we got to this landing?
I'm gonna say you're on the tail end of Pass Without a Trace, so that's 38.
Doesn't it last an hour?
Well, that first one was a 2.
Do it still.
My only roll was a 2.
Well, I have
That makes it a total of 13.
I rolled a 7.
Oh, look at all you stealthy motherfuckers. And Connor giving Arendir a run for his money.
Stomp, stomp,
Try and keep up.
stomp, stomp, stomp.
So you guys start to head downstairs. There is slight clanking that's being magically muffled as you guys get down, and there is only one real way to go. I will speak English properly tonight. You see a heavy black iron door with a small window that has bars in it, and it is to your left when you get to the landing. There is nothing else here but dark stone.
Okay, I guess we slowly approach the door. I'm gonna keep an eye out for any sort of traps or runes or anything that I think they might be guarding or set this hallway up.
Okay, roll investigation for me.
I'm gonna use the DM inspiration.
Okay. Okay. You find the door is locked. It doesn't seem to be magically armed as far as you can tell. And you've run into quite a bit of magic locks by this time. considering you guys have been adventuring and doing some crazy dangerous shit for a while. Yeah, it just seems that it is heavily locked.
Okay. I'll pass that back down the line or over the earrings, depending on what our situation is. And this door looks to be heavily locked. Connor, we may need your graceful fingers. Professor, I don't sense any magic, but
I better come make sure.
I don't see any rune written there, at least.
You don't have to see them. They could be written on the other side.
And then I wait.
Yeah, he does. Except I was told I can't make them because they're copyrighted. So...
Did M tell you that?
No, maybe it was both of them. Someone told me they were copyrighted.
That might have been M, because Larry is the one who's making the Boots of Opening.
That would make sense. I think I commented in that little one shot we did. She's like, hey, copyrighted. I'm like, oh, okay.
Let's be
Aldo
honest.
Industries.
Connor does not need Boots of Opening.
No.
He is a
Everybody
boot of
needs
opening.
Yeah. The Boots of Opening are based on him.
He is the spell of opening. It's just the avatar of opening.
Das Boot!
I'm gonna kind of wiggle my way down there just to check the door for magic-y stuff.
Okay, roll Arcana for me.
Rolling Arcana. Arcana is rolled.
Jesus. Yeah, no, there's no magic on the door locking it, but you do get this sense of magic beyond. Like there's some thing or things that have been magic to hell and back beyond this door. So yeah, Connor, if you're going to be peeking of the lock, please roll a Thieves' Tool check for me.
Thieves' Tool check. That's an 18 plus 8, so that's 26.
Oh yeah,
Just start kicking it.
you kind of whip out the thieves' tools and you just gracefully pick the lock almost with delicacy, and there's a click as you open it, and there's this sound of mechanisms twisting and turning, and then stops.
That was a very complicated lock. It sounded like.
Is the door open?
No, it's the door. The lock is picked, but you guys haven't opened the door yet. I don't assume the door opens unless you tell me so.
I guess we should open the door.
Yeah. Open this door.
Right, hold on. I put my ear. See if I can hear anything through it.
Roll perception for me.
All this carefulness, it's just
But literally-
going hard.
Oh, we're only in the fucking heart of where our enemies are. What's the point of being careful?
Exactly.
Of
Let's
all the
just go
times
in
we should be
raw
as careful-
and deep.
You twat, shut up.
Aaron, you don't hear anything. It is dead silent on the other side.
Okay.
That's the worst that could happen.
All right, yeah, I said that. So sounds all clear, all quiet.
All right.
We could always all die, Corin.
So you guys have been given the, oh lordy, give me strength. What you guys doing?
Going through the door.
I think so.
Ah, shit. She's rolling over there. That's not good.
Can I mention that I'm behind everybody?
Okay, you're behind everybody. You open the door. The other side of the door is covered in a complex network of cogs and wheels. It seems to be a very complex lock that would normally make it very, very hard to lockpick, but the King of Talran said, fuck your lock.
That's a pretty good job. Nice lock picker in.
So you open up, and there is this long hallway, no cells, but you see periodically what seem to be shapes on the floor. Corin, this looks exactly what you saw in your scry. In fact, from where you're at, you can hazard a guess which one is the one you saw.
Okay, I move. I guess I'm behind everybody, so I'll use my ring to tell everybody that
Do you know-
this is where I think that Aowen was.
Do you know which way that she went, or where it is? Where
I think
where
I do.
Lead on.
It was down the hallway towards the black iron rod fence, right, Snicket?
Black iron rod door, the one you're
Black
standing
iron
at.
How long? That was yesterday, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I guess it makes sense to at least look in where they were keeping her, right?
Mm-hmm. See if we can get into any of the other cells. What's on the floor again, Snicket?
Shapes. It looks like almost a rectangle, like not part of the floor. Doesn't seem to be too much in the way of handles or something.
I'm gonna. I know we mostly all have dark vision, I think, but I'm still gonna use my ring of shooting stars to cast dancing lights, which is like the nightlight version of light. I think it's like 10 feet of dim light or some shit, just to get some better illumination in this dark hallway. To
Okay.
see if it makes stuff stand out more.
You cast dancing lights and they sort of slowly float up and around you, casting this sort of dim glow on everything. And what color are the lights?
I guess like a soft orangey white kind of thing.
Okay, so almost solar like, as
Yeah.
it's sort of bathed in almost this mimic of natural light. And yeah,
Do I?
from
Oh, sorry.
go ahead.
The markings on the floor. Are they doors or portals? Do I not remember? Do we not remember like when Valentine scried that they were pits that they were keeping people in? Or am I remembering that wrong?
Nope, you guys surmise that these are the oubliettes that they were keeping people in. And, Professor, each one of these sort of out-of-place squares set into the floor just reeks of magic.
Oh, great. Through the earring, since it's magical and I don't have to talk and we don't have to make noise through it. I tell everyone we're standing on the cells. This is the oubliette, if this is what Corin saw. Each one of these stones that looks out of place is teeming with magic. If these are the cells, we're going to have to break in very carefully. Corin, do you know which one looked like the one Eowyn was in?
I do,
Show me.
but I have this feeling in my gut like she's not here.
Well, all of them were together.
I will point out to the professor which one was the one that I saw.
Okay, it's about 4 down from where the door is.
So the door is at the end of the hall, or the door we came in?
The door you came in, and there's no door at the
This is just
other
a
end of the
hallway.
hall. Yeah.
And-
Corin was looking with his back towards the end of the hallway.
Okay. Do I remember like where? Wait, no, because that was just Eowyn that we saw in the cell. My daughter is. Where was my? Well, she was in a different room.
I think she led Eowyn to wherever. Yeah.
And okay, but we don't know where. Well, I'm going to check Eowyn's just in case.
Okay.
I'll go to that one. I'm going to investigate the oubliette thing.
Roll investigation for me, please.
Investigation. Wait. I think I have a thing for that. Do I? No. I don't. Okay. Hang on. Oh, I can't see what I rolled. Ugh. That's not great. Oh, I forgot that I should use DM inspiration when I have it. Okay.
Who's playing what?
What?
Hmm? Nothing. I thought I heard. Never mind. Anyway, so okay. Yeah, there is magic on this sort of. It's about 3 feet by 2.5 feet. Yeah, there's definitely spell work on here. You can't see any runes or sigils or markings of any like that on this one, but
Why would they put spell work on it if she's not in the... Makes
To make
no
us
sense.
think she is.
They don't know we're coming. It's possible they don't know we're coming.
I
Well,
walked
would-
over.
I would-
Go ahead.
I would put it down just in case. Paranoid.
We're to lock an empty cell.
I walk over next to the professor and look down at the hole that he's looking at. Is there like an actual door over it, or is it just like an empty space gap in the stonework on the floor?
essentially what you see is almost like a trapdoor without a handle. It's closed. You can't see into the oubliette below.
Got it. Okay. That was what I was investigating. Okay, my first thought was, are these all weird demon-y pocket dimensions that they just throw people in?
That's a good thought. I mean, like, I would put them past them.
If they're teeming with magic,
Right.
that seems creepy and demon.
There is a
enough
spell
for
that does
these-
that. There
What if
is a
there's an
spell that
actual
does that.
door on it? Maybe.
I'm gonna
Oh,
see if
but I
I
guess
can
I-
unlock this, because I'm not gonna walk away with if she's in there and she's not in there.
Okay.
I'm not
roll-
gonna leave a stone unturned. And I tell that to everyone.
I'm
like,
with you, sir.
I'm unlocking this, or I'm going to try.
roll Arcana for me.
Be on your guard. I am using DM inspiration just in case.
Okay. All right. With
It's a 17. That's not that great.
you rolled it too. It got a 17.
I rolled a 1 and a 2, by the way.
Lord. You get the feeling of what magic is laid into it, and through practice you start plucking at the strings of magic that have been weaved here, and you manage to sort of both unlock it and hit a sort of spell mechanism almost. And as you do, you watch as the sort of the door to this slowly starts to rise, as if there has been a spell laid down, and that is the only way to open and close the oubliette. You watch it sort of rise up and move over, and then sort of hover, sort of settle down. And what you see inside is a tiny, empty, dark room. You get a feeling that it is not enough to lay out in. It is not enough to stand up in. That you essentially have to sit uncomfortable for God knows how long inside this dark oubliette. There are no windows, there's no light, there is nothing. But
Okay.
as you look down, the dancing light sort of casts a little bit of light down in there. You swear you see movement.
I'm going to whisper very carefully. Hello,
Professor?
Mirai?
And you watch as this blue and purple blur just punk right out of the hole, and just you feel the squirmingness as she kind of
I
rubs
just
up against
instinctively just put my hand over her head, or her little mouth, just like pinch the beak. No talking, dear. Are you all right? Hold on. Yes, get it all out now. I love you.
And she's just sort of like
And I just slowly take it off. Like, telepathically, dear. Just for quiet's sake. As I'm like right up next to her and like whispering it as quietly as I can. Tell me what's going on.
She instinctively buries her head into your neck and is sort of just wiggling up close as she can. And you just hear her telepathically in your head, "It's been so awful, Professor! It's been so awful! They keep taking Ewan out of here!"
You've been very strong. We're going to find her. Do you know where they take her?
Yes, the first time Aylin said to come with her so I would know. And then she told me every time other than that I was to stay in here in case you all came. She said, if Daddy and his friends come, please help them find me. And so I've been trying to be brave and leave for you guys. I knew you would go.
Eowyn is a very smart child. She was raised very well. You did very good.
I promised you I'd watch after her. I promised you I would, and I did.
You did a very good job.
I can take you to her.
Right. Is there anyone else in these cells?
No, not down. Well, I think there's somebody else down here, all the way at the end.
Do you know if there's a boy here?
Boy? I don't know. I didn't really get out so much.
It's okay.
I was afraid of peeking out.
You think there's someone at the end?
I think so. We would hear them walk overhead, but they never stopped at us. They walked further down, but
Okay.
they don't come for any other but us, and then further down the hall.
Okay. There's a. Can I say that my bag is done for her?
Yes.
Your new bag is done, dear. Rest for a minute while we take care of things. I just kind of open it up.
Before she goes in, she flies over and she kind of hugs and nuzzles everybody, and just and she just is whispering in everybody's ear. Oh, I'm so glad you guys are okay.
And I'm relaying everything she told me over the earring.
She stops at you, Corin, and sort of sits there and gives you an extra hard snuggle and goes, I took care of her as best I could. She's so strong. I promise we'll get her back. I'm so sorry, Corin.
You are amazing, Mirai. And I promise we will get her back.
And you all notice she is definitely more purple than she was the last time you all saw her.
Wasn't she blue?
She was blue. Fairy dragons, when they age, they turn
change
colors.
Violet is the older.
Yep.
I think Violet's the last color they turn.
Yep, she is sort of. Some of her scales are now streaky violet purple, and you watch as she goes, and she just goes right into the bag. And right before she goes in, she looks at you, Professor, and says telepathically, "Let me know if you need anything. We're gonna do this together. I promise, Professor. We'll get both of them back."
Rest up, eat up. I will let you know when we start looking.
Okay. Blah, blah, blah. She buries herself, and you all see a flick of a tail as she goes into her mansion. And then telepathically you hear Professor, "Holy shit!"
I just get like a tiny smile on my face, and then I go right back into Professor Moon. And I go to the next. I'm going to attempt to unlock all of these and check them.
Okay,
Yeah, as soon as
I'm going to
you
look.
said
I'm
the
going.
last one, I'm gonna turn back and walk over and follow you.
I'm going to get Corin, who I've worked with before on like some magic-y things, to see if he can maybe like help me a little bit, because we don't have.
I can at the very least hold things and apply energy at the very least.
Yeah, I'm just looking for someone to kind of like give me some like help on unweaving these, just in case or I could just blow through all of 5 of my DM inspirations.
I feel like I can help.
Oh yeah, you can help, so you can roll with advantage.
Okay. So we're just gonna go down the line. So how many do I have to roll?
There's an addition. So this is the fourth one in. There's an additional 4 more for a total of 8. So roll 4 more times for me, please, with
Okay.
advantage as Corin is helping you.
Oubliette opening montage.
Okay. Damn.
You didn't even need my help.
Look, I worry about those ones. Okay, even though it'll come out to a 16. I don't remember how Snicket does failures.
I'm just mostly holding stuff for you.
So I'm like
Barely
taking.
doing
So as
anything.
we're going through here, I'm like I'm obviously like holding one hand with the like earring every once in a while to describe what I'm doing, but really fast because we don't have time for this. But then I'm like literally handing you invisible things, and I'm telling you to focus really hard and hold it. And so like I'm literally like unweaving things and handing you that you can kind of feel the tingle of the arcane weaves as I'm like unweaving them. So you're like holding, and then yeah, it's like bomb diffusal.
Yeah, you guys nail it as you go down the line. The first one you check is absolutely empty. There's nothing in there. The second one you check, you find what seems to be a sort of molded over doll that has been sort of left in there. The sort of skirt of this doll is sort of stained a deep rusty brown, like it has been dipped in blood. But you find an abandoned doll.
Okay.
The one after that is empty. Well, it's totally not like there was a child in there or something. I mean, what? Anyway, the next one you find it is completely empty in there. Again, there's nothing but darkness. The last one you open. And what you see is a gentleman with sort of a deep gray skin and bone white hair, and he is currently curled the fuck up in a fetal position, and as the dancing lights sort of hover over it, he kind of hisses and turns up, sort of curls in on himself, and then you see what seems to be a violet eye open up and look at you all.
I wasn't expecting it. Is he an adult?
He is an adult, and he has been crammed in here. It looks utterly painful.
Can I do a brief, very quick medicine check?
Yeah, roll medicine check for me.
From just eyeing him over,
Yeah.
because I have dealt with various people in various states of fuckery.
Can I look at him?
Yeah. $22. He is definitely of the locals. He is beat to hell. He has massive amounts of bruising and cuts. A lot of them look angry and red. Some of them are seeping pus already. You see there's a really nasty one on his leg that looks like it's starting to go really bad, and he looks like he is in a lot of fucking pain, but there's almost this sort of look on his face where there's almost disbelieving, and he kind of eyes you all warily and then starts and says a word in the Elvish language that you guys still really don't understand for the most part.
Oh, I have tongues though. Oh darn. The tongues just let me understand it.
It lets you. He will understand you. You will understand him. And okay.
I cast tongues.
As you cast tongues, you hear him repeat again. What's going on?
I extend a hand out towards him.
I say, we are part of a team who's here to rescue some people. Why are you trapped here? Why are you imprisoned here? I thought they imprisoned children here.
He takes Corin's hand and you sort of help pull him up, and that bad leg just...
I use Kegathim's ointment and spread upon his leg.
Oh, it's it starts to buckle, but you start applying the ointment and it heals up, and he looks at that and he looks at you, and there's this relief on his face, and he says, "Thank you. They shoved me down here after I was, in their words, insolent. I needed to be taught a lesson."
Insolent how?
They wanted information from me and I did not give it to them.
I am rolling insight.
Go ahead.
I also roll insight as I'm spreading upon his leg the
Go ahead.
ointment.
It's
As I'm
only
ointing
fair.
his leg.
Oh, sweet God! We almost rolled the exact same roll!
That's Telmar, though, isn't it?
Yep.
I rolled a lot.
That makes me happy.
Jesus, I have insight as a proficiency? Why have I never used it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I have the
20
insight proficiency too, actually.
29.
Jesus!
That'll work.
You, as you're spraying, you're listening in the way he talks to the professor. You have no idea what he's saying.
Oh, right. There's no fucking way I would even... I guess I could tell.
Body language wise, the way he's holding himself, this is a gentleman who is at the end of his fucking rope. He has been beaten, he has been battered, and you guys are currently saving his ass? The way he's holding himself is a man defeated who is just essentially like, "You're saving my ass, I will tell you whatever the fuck you want to know."
I catch the professor's eye and just kind of give him a nod.
How well are you to continue with that leg?
Oh, the way it is now, thanks to your friend here, I should be good to go. I'm a little beaten and battered, but I'll do anything for...
Well, we're going deeper.
We have to go
Deeper,
one
there's
level
nothing deeper than this.
Well, we're finding the hag. I'm killing the hag. The hag dies today.
Oh, then you'll be going up.
Do you know where it is?
No, you see, I lived in the castle town, but, I know it's well, there's nothing below here, but, did the Mariona send you?
The who?
My name.
That is, hold on,
The rebellion.
Oh,
that is the resistance.
We know, and I say that person's name.
Gendry.
No. It's not
Gideon.
Gendry.
Galen.
Galen. That's right, like Battlestar Galactica Galen. Okay.
You know the Prince Consort.
Yes, we met him and his daughter. That's how he got in here.
Kind of looks at you. Okay then. Alright. I mean, I don't know much, but I can tell you everything I do know. If it helps.
I don't want to send you out on your own in case you get caught and they are alerted to our presence. So for now, you are with us.
I can stay here if you want and wait. Or I can go into one of the cells above and wait. I don't want to give you away either. This means we're so close. You don't understand. It's been getting worse and worse here. Demorial's losing her fucking mind.
Over what?
There's this group. It kind of motions like to you all, like, you guys. Kind of like that Arrested Development kind of. It goes, Demorial has been losing herself. The resistance been hitting her pretty hard now. She's gotten rid of most of the guards. She sent them outside the castle. She has demons enforce her will inside instead. And she's had the queen locked up in her private quarters, under constant guard from some of the demons.
Yes, well, we have that effect on people.
You don't understand.
Hmm.
The queen started talking of insurrection. She wants to have open rebellion against Demorial in her own castle.
That's why she locked the queen away.
Yes. I was trying to get to her to get messages, but I got caught. Please. I know you're going to kill the hag, and I am for that. I am for killing the hag and that non-pointy-eared son of a bitch who's been doing all the undead creepy shit. And then there are the demons that I would love if you could get rid of. But please, if you could save the queen as well, she will help. I know she will.
Okay, well, one thing at a time. Right. I turn around to everyone and I basically repeat what he just said.
Professor, ask him about Eowyn.
There was a tiny girl that was held here as well. Her name was Eowyn.
Oh, she was the girl who was singing the hymns in the strange language. I didn't understand it, but it felt like sunlight.
That is Cornhair's daughter. We're looking for her. We think she's probably with the hag.
As you motion to Corin, he looks at the gentleman who healed his leg and the father of the daughter who gave him strength, and he just takes your hands and kind of shakes them and says, "Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you." I think she's the only one down here. They did have someone down here before, but they took him upstairs. Said something about needing more room for all the chains.
Oh, the chains. Right, let's go upstairs. We need to get going. We don't have time. We need to find a couple more people. And I tap on the bag and let Mirai out.
Mirai instantly takes her place once again, like curled around your neck.
Right, everyone. Now that we have this new information, Eowyn is still a priority. The hag is still a priority, but the queen is our secondary mission, I think.
I would be careful. The private quarters are all the way up towards the top of the castle.
Yes, but the information that we have of the queen is our second priority. I didn't mean rescuing.
He kind of gives you both thumbs up, like Buddy Christ, like, "Okay, I'm with you no matter what you guys need."
Just stand over there, NPC.
He kind of right.
Let the grown-up PCs hand up. No, sorry.
And he goes and he stands by your wife.
Oh shit! I keep forgetting she's here.
That's why I put it right next to
We
her.
don't have a good track record with NPCs.
Touche, Snicket. Touche. God damn it!
Listen, there's fucking 6 of us. What do you expect?
I'm writing it right now, right here on this piece of paper that says "my wife!" Exclamation
Poor girl
point.
from the Hollow.
And if you
She's been here
don't
the whole
believe
time.
me,
Still following us.
there it is, right there.
I trust you.
My wife. It's right there.
Yeah.
Girl from the Hollow,
And the
I
little
think,
wizard
might still
girl
be
goes,
following us.
When are you guys gonna stop off?
You're
and
still
drop me
here?
off?"
God damn it! We are the worst! The world deserves to burn! God!
You guys just have, it's like in Pokemon, where your little Pokemon are walking behind you guys in a line.
Who are all you people? Why are you here?
Go to your home. Are you too good for your home?
Who are you people?
We're gonna find the innkeeper following us from
Dinah.
Dinah's follow you with a skillet of cheesy potatoes you all ordered and never picked up.
Oh,
Aw.
no one cheesy potatoes.
What about the
Anyway.
the love
Anyway.
poem writer?
To get back
So-
onto the rails.
Yeah, he goes and he kind of stands aside and kind of like just nods quietly and lets you know that he starts motioning, and it takes you a second to realize that he is doing sign language.
Oh. Okay.
And then he motions in another complex way, and I don't think anybody here knows Thieves' Cant.
Mm.
No, I don't. You don't pick that up from the
Negative.
No.
from the criminal background.
But he does sign, and he realizes no one's doing it, and he just gives thumbs up and starts doing pantomime, which you guys sort of roughly get what he's saying, and then he just nods and puts his thumbs up.
2 words sounds like.
He just takes his pointer finger, makes a circle with the other one, and starts. Anyway, so you guys are at the bottom level. Go back. You guys start to head back up to the next level above.
Yes, I tell the man. Oh, we did. Did we ask his name? Did we get a name from him? We're rude.
His name is Ilmarin.
Mike. Ilmarin? Okay.
Are we sure his name is not Man Manderson?
I think it is.
Man Manderson does not sound like an elven name. It sounds like a dwarvish or a boring human name.
Or a half elven name, I suppose.
Manson Blue Jeans. Right, Ilmarin, go to the next cells.
He nods and as he kind of motions if you want him to go forward in front of you all.
I think he can go in the middle.
Yeah, let's not kill. I mean, I was literally just thinking like, oh, we could put him in the front, and if anything happens to him, but no, we'll keep him in the middle.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we're good people.
You guys are playing good people this time.
Who made that decision?
You all.
You did by playing a lawful good paladin.
Fucking. So,
Captain America.
oh yeah, he immediately hunkers down to start to stealth, and when he moves, he makes no sound whatsoever.
Oh, he's handy.
Did you relay them moving another prisoner?
Yeah, everything he said, I relayed.
Okay. Well, there's that iron door across from where we came out first. I'm assuming that leads to more cells.
I agree with Alex.
That's a good idea.
Yep.
Do we want to just peek in the peek through the wooden door? We assumed that wasn't. I think I remember there was nothing like on it. It was just like a mundane, unlocked wooden door. Right at the top, at the staircase, also.
Yes.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, there's.
It was an indicator that there wasn't something to be locked up from.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't really. It has one of those stereotypical large keyhole locks, so it doesn't seem like there's cells behind there. But it is a thick wooden door, and it is in a really dark place. So
Which one do we want to peek down first?
The cells.
Alright. I let Connor do his Connor thing
What does the door lock?
with your hand, with the lockpicks, not your boot.
Foot raised like, oh.
no, he puts the lockpicks in the door and then kicks the lockpicks.
He just forces it through the lock.
That's how Telranian rogues do it. Conk! There, problem solved.
Ancient Talrun secret passed down through generations.
Alright, so, yeah, roll thieves' tools if you're going to try to unlock the secret of the door.
That's 17.
Someone wants to sell me something.
Yeah, this one, kink. For a second, you're not sure if it's gonna make it, but at just the final second, you manage to open it. This one does not have the series of clinking and clanking and chain and cogs moving. This one just merely opens up the tumbler and the door is now open. We're ready for you all to go through.
Yeah.
Through the door.
Through the door.
You guys
I
go.
lose all cameras.
You guys, you open the door and there are cells to the left and to the right, and they go down the hallway until it hits another wall. You guys start to go down the hall.
Yes.
The first couple cells are completely devoid of anything. The third cell on the right, however, has writing in the strange Elvish there. which your friend Rin says it reads resist. Um, somebody is in a wind tunnel?
Hopefully it's not me. Sorry.
There. So there, it looks like someone took blood and wrote resist on the wall. You guys keep going down until you start to hear a shifting of heavy chains towards the very back of the hallway, towards the very end of the hallway, coming from one of the cells.
What would they have to chain up here?
Hopefully not a chain demon.
I tell everyone to stay here, and I'm going to sneak up alone
Arya, stop.
from accounting.
He did the books wrong. And that is a crime. So, Arandir, you're the only one sneaking up?
Yes.
Okay, so you're sort of stealthing up to the very end, and the chain, the sound of moving chains gets louder and louder until you look in to see what seems to be a human male just bound in chains. There seems to be heavy iron cuffs around his wrists and his feet and his neck, and they are inscribed in what look to be golden runes and sigils, and he is bound to the wall almost in a with his arms above his head. This gentleman looks rough. One of his eyes is almost completely swollen shut. He has a sort of cut in his upper lip that already looks like it's starting to scar. He has various cuts and bruises all over his body, and he's wearing rags that are stained with both fresh and old blood. And you notice there is kind of a passing resemblance to Alex.
I just turned back. Oh wait, no, I don't see that. Like, right?
No,
Arandir was the only one who went up.
Just because we heard the chains, I told everyone to stay there, and I snuck up further down the hallway. So I pull my hood back on my cloak, and I whisper Ambrose to him, right? Yeah, Ambrose. And see if he reacts.
He lifts his head up and looks at you, his sort of trying to open his bruised eye, and he kind of looks at you and slowly nods. Almost this look of incomprehension on his face of, who the fuck? He's not sure if he believes you're there or not, is the look he's giving you, like he's seen a ghost, or he's looking at hallucinations. You've seen this look before on people who have taken mushrooms before, and suddenly question reality.
I've undergone extreme traumatic events.
Yeah.
I tell him that we're gonna get you out of here, and then I say into the earring, "It's him. It's Ambrose. Come quietly."
Since Alex doesn't have an earring, I tell her.
No, the professor made me one, I believe.
Yeah, by now we should all have earrings.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah, I literally start to run, and then you say it quietly, and I stop. And I walk down.
Okay. Alex, you walk up, and your heart kind of stops in your chest a little bit. He looks like someone has literally tortured him. He looks absolutely awful. But that's definitely your brother, and he's definitely alive. And he's looking at Arandir, and he's opening and closing his mouth, and he sees you, and his eyes go wide. And then he starts moving at the chains, and he looks at you as if he's trying to get towards you.
Are there bars in between us?
Oh yeah, there is a heavy door full of thick iron bars, and there's barely enough space between them to slip a hand.
Okay, so I'm gonna slip the black ball between them. I'm gonna use it as a lever and just bend the ball.
Before he does that, I cast Misty Step.
Fuck yes.
You cast Misty Step, and you can't
Into
go through
the
the bars.
Fuck.
He shakes. She shakes his head and he nods to the bars.
Connor, do what you can.
Alright, yeah, so I will use the Black Mall's haft as a pry bar, and like...
With Alex assisting you, roll strength with advantage.
Oh, it wouldn't be athletics.
Okay, athletics.
Yay!
Wow, athletics.
It's a door.
Yay,
Just breaking it in.
that's 27.
Oh yeah, you immediately, as you go to press, you put a lot of fucking strain on the bars. And you're able to start to get it off of its hinges, but it is making a god-awful amount of noise.
None of us have the silence spell, right?
Not prepared.
That's what you think. I point at the ground and I cast silence.
Alright. And so all of a sudden the squeal of iron as it starts to give is completely quiet outside of the circle, and so Connor, you're free to go nuts.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna start ripping and yanking off. See, well, let's see. See GIF in... Right click.
In Discord or in Twitch?
In Discord, it's like a little bit out. Oh, red. Yeah, so I'll start ripping and yanking this door off its hinges.
Oh yeah, you go to town on this, and you manage to wrench it completely off of its hinges, and it kind of pops open. And yeah, he is chained to the wall with heavy, thick chains, and you watch as his chest starts to heave, as if he's silently like sobbing in relief that someone is here.
Yeah,
And
I'm sobbing.
and he is trying to strain out to you, Alex. Desperate to have sort of contact with his twin again.
And I put my hands out, but I don't touch him. And I say telepathically, Professor, can you look at these chains that are over him, please?
I walk. Well, I can't. I can't cast any spells in the silence.
Uh,
I
can use the
he was
monocle
done with the
to
door,
cast
can
identify.
Can I signal to Arendir to drop it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm paying attention, so...
Okay.
yeah.
Once I figured out we're not smashing down doors, I would let it drop.
Okay, I'm gonna flip the monocle to cast identify, but then I'm gonna check him arcane too.
Okay. As soon as you hit identify on your monocle, you watch as strings of magic start glowing to life as you sort of hone in, and you see that the cuffs around his wrists and his feet and his neck are heavily magicked, and you see that they are a combination of the silence spell and sort of keeping someone from scrying and keeping someone from casting magic.
Good lord, everything's in this thing.
It is essentially been laid down so he cannot speak, he cannot cast any sort of magic, and if he tries to break the chains, you see that there is a spell in there to cause some sort of blowback of pain and agony. And from the tired look on his face, it does seem that he has been desperately trying to go against his bonds.
Is there a way... I call Allie over and have her look at this with me. Because now I remember she's here because this giant sign. Can we kind of look at this and see if we either can cast Dispel, or if we think that it's going to take more time to get these off without incident?
She kind of walks up and she puts an almost motherly hand on your shoulder, Alex, and goes, "We able to get these things off?" And she goes, and she kind of almost with delicate fingers go and start to trace the lines of magic that you can see in your monocle, Professor. Goes, I can break them. We can break them together. Might need a little bit of help, but we can do it. And we can keep it silent, I think, so no one knows we're breaking them.
Yes,
but
I haven't seen magic like woven into something like this. It's a lot of magic to put in a small physical item.
They don't want him to do anything.
Well, then we need to get him out so that he can do everything.
True. And she rolls up her sleeves, and I need you to roll Arcana for me.
Oh, I'm not good at Arcana rolls.
Oh, I know, but I believe.
I believe too.
That's cute.
Advantage because my wife is helping me?
Yeah, there's that. There's that. You know, you two are working in tandem. I'll give you both. I'll give you and her advantage.
Oh, yay.
Okay, cool. So.
Just like the old days.
Where she leaves off, you pick up, and where you leave off, she picks up. And those of you watching, it is almost beautiful how it's almost like dancing, how they're moving and plucking at the magic. And you watch as one by one the runes on the manacles and the shackles light up before fading out.
For like 1 second in the middle of that, for however long it took, we're all sweating and we're focused. I let myself 1 second forgetting that I'm here and the world is like in danger, and I kind of look up at her as like in the transition where I'm holding some things and then she can go in. I just like give her like a little wink.
She smiles back, and you both manage to pull the magic off of the manacles. And at that point, you watch as they slacken, and he takes a deep breath in, and you hear a very hoarse voice, "Alex."
And I just, I put my hands on him and just lay all of my healing hands into him. And can I break the chains? Can I try to break the chain?
Yeah. Roll athletics or strength.
Modified 20.
Yeah, you're able to start like pulling the chains off the walls. It makes a little bit of noise, but as soon as you get him down, his feet touch the ground and they kind of almost buckle, and he just kind of, as soon as his arms are free, he just pulls you into a tight hug, and you feel his head just bury into your shoulder.
Yeah, I just hold him.
Giving him a once over, do I see any gangrenous wounds?
Roll medicine check as you go to take a look as he holds on to his sister, and you hear,
19.
"Oh, thank Palor, you've come. I prayed every night that his light would shine down and bring you
I
to
had
me."
to cheer you up that much, huh?
Oh, I gave him hell. I aim to give him more. And with your 19, you look. You assume he. Alex pouring healing into him has healed a fair amount of his wounds. He had broken ribs. He had nasty bruises and contusions all over the place. Yeah, that nasty cut on his upper lip is going to heal into one hell of a scar. But yeah, he looks like he has been beaten and tortured and left to be neglected for a while. He goes, "I'm so glad to see you all here."
We have to get you out of here. You have to rest.
I would love a sandwich and a nap, but there's someone else here that needs saving. I can't leave her here.
The girl. Aelin.
She sang the hymn of Palor.
That's Corin's daughter, and I nod to Corin. We're here for her, and you, and their daughter as well.
It's an awful lot of people. She's.
Well, we try.
He kind of, sort of, he takes his hand up and sort of brushes his thumb against your face, and it is super rough, but it's warm, and it's him. And it feels so good to have your brother back in the flesh with you and know that he's alive. He goes, they took her upstairs. That woman, the wizard. I know that I can, and he kind of starts to pull off the shackles that you guys have undone with magic. Now that you're all here, I don't know how good I'm going to be able to follow. I can wait here and cast some spells, regain some of my strength.
Yes, well, here, it's dangerous. Take this. And I reach into Marai's bag.
And you give him the Master Sword.
I take out a handful of
candle.
bacon, and I put it in his hand. You look like you need to eat, boy.
He looks at the bacon and he just starts laughing, and halfway through he sort of grunts in pain and starts wheezing. But thank you, sir. I appreciate it. And thank you too, the little one whose bacon this is. And Mariah goes, please, you need it more than I do. And any family of Alex is a family of mine, so please take care of yourself.
God damn it, you're so adorable.
I know you are, Professor.
I didn't say that out loud. That was just thinking it.
I introduce him to everybody.
Right, we need to find... sorry, go.
No, you're fine.
RP, Alex, RP.
My brains have words, they're gone. I just, as he's eating, I kind of just hug him again.
He hugs you too and pulls you in close, as sort of tight as his sort of current situation
try not to
does.
hurt his ribs or anything, but we need to. Once we find Aowen, we're. I can't even think of words. Yeah, I can't.
We'll get him out of here. We'll get them all out.
Have them wait by the body chute at least, so he's not sitting in the cell.
Yes.
I think I should wait here. I'll try to put the bars up as best I can, just wedge them so it looks closed.
How often?
Just in case someone comes down here. I don't want them to alert presence that someone's been here.
How often do they check on you?
Where there's lamprey and pork pie are the guards, I've called them, because of what they bring.
They feed you lamprey.
Shut up. Shut up, Kyle.
I know where that's from.
I know you know where that's from. Shut up, Kyle.
You start talking about his sister?
Shh. Anyway, so he kind of goes, there's another one due at any time. I don't know. It usually comes in between now and a little bit of time from now. But if you want, I can stay here. I don't want to give you all away. Surprise is your best bet against
time.
us.
Yeah, we cannot get away. We have to get to your daughter. We have to find the hag before anything befalls her.
If you want to, I can stay here, ambush the guard, and meet you in the hallway that leads to the body chute.
Yes, just don't get yourself caught and be quiet.
I look at Aaron. Do we have anything in the bag?
Like weapon,
We can leave with
like
him.
weapon wise. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Let me take a look.
Well, I got a +1 throwing axe. I can leave with him.
He
Qual's feather token of
I
the.
was just gonna say that. I give him I pull out Qual's feather token of the whip, and I also have a dagger on my belt that I hand him both. Also, I take back the mushroom I accidentally hand him.
And we don't give him the super fancy plate you all totally want to wear, you guys.
please don't. He looks at you and goes, besides this, he kind of wiggles one hand, and the fingers move, albeit slowly. It looks like someone did a workover on his hand. He goes, "Pale or willing, I still will be able to cast some magic."
Uh,
I told you he was a cleric of Palor, right, Corin? I think I mentioned that.
I don't. You might have. I leave him plate armor. I just like have from when I got my 3D chain. I don't know if you can use this. I was trained in it, but here it's slightly used. There's some blood of a lot of things on it, but you know, life or death and stuff.
I'm not going to complain. Anything that prevents them from working on my ribs again, I'll be happy for. Thank you, sir. Guys, it's good to see another one of the faith here.
Pillar guide you.
May you always walk in his light.
I am his light, motherfucker. I don't actually say that.
Try not to be so aggressive to our.
I do think it though.
You just think it as you hear a voice and you hear, "Hell yeah, motherfucker."
I mentally high five Pillar.
You get a mental bro fist back.
I pass him one of my greater healing potions. Drink that.
God, it's like
Wait,
to be around
here,
you.
let me here. Instead of those are very useful. I will give him Kegathim's ointment because I straight up have had it for like eons and haven't used it.
He hands it back and he looks at you. He's like, "If you're going to face what's above, you're gonna need that more than me." He takes the ointment and like Vicks
Ambrose?
maple rub, like rubs it all over himself. Like, "Oh, sweet pill, this feels so much better."
I'll just get out of my inventory left and right.
I kind of just stay holding it out.
Alex, please. I'll
You
be
need it
okay.
more.
If something happens to you while you're up there, and I don't want you to be dying, and then it would have been, "Oh, if she had the potion, she would have been fine." Let me worry about you.
Right, I hate to sound like a broken record. Oh, that's not a thing. One of those tropical parrots.
You all don't have time.
Whatever.
What the fuck? How did you know that?
Yeah.
Cause that
It's twin telepathy.
he kind of points between
Telepathy.
him and Alex. Just
I
know.
don't think that's a
No.
thing.
No. He pulls out a business card that says, "Professor, we don't have time.
Somebody
Yeah.
keeps passing these out.
Get millions made."
I literally just like I fly around and just like throw them out.
It's like it looks like dropping the propaganda from World War II.
Yeah,
Oh my god, amazing.
I
Wait, I also have a spear in my inventory.
that's
I'll
right.
give him a
Me and Old Man Jenkins. That's it. The two
Okay.
salty old people. Okay.
so he kind of sort of rips off one of the strips of a rag, ties it around him like a makeshift belt, and tucks the dagger in there, and grabs a hold of the spear as he's put on the plate armor by now. Looks like he'll-
He is incredibly well armed for somebody who was just naked like a couple seconds ago.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. I'm going to take care of that god and then go hide somewhere while I wait for you all. But yes, no, I only say to hurry up because I heard your daughter sing. They were taking her upstairs to the hag. That elvish woman, wizard, the hag's pet.
Not entirely.
But you should go. It's nothing ever good happens in there.
How long has it been since they took her? Do you know?
30 minutes, maybe.
go.
We should go.
Go on. I'll be fine.
Pressure's like already walking.
Promise.
Be
And-
safe.
Take care.
I will. You too. And he kind of pulls you in, and as he holds you tight, you hear him whisper a prayer to Paler under his breath that you stay safe, healthy, and whole. And he looks at you. He's like, "I will see you soon. I promise."
Promise.
And then he tasks you. He's like, "Go on, go kick some ass."
All right. And I follow the group.
And you guys start to head up. Are you stealthing or are you guys just going full tilt?
I think we need
we're
to hurry, guys.
Well, I still think we should try to stealth and hurry at the same time. We
I
should
agree.
quickly stealth.
So does it give us disadvantage or like what on these if we're gonna be moving quickly?
Well, you guys no longer have pass without a trace. I will let you guys move relatively quickly for stealth without
the
taking
professor doesn't want to
disadvantage.
push it. Like he doesn't want to. He knows there's no time, but he also doesn't want to like alert anyone to our presence. So he's really insistent that we try to be as stealthy as we can. Still,
I also am with the professor. I'm wanting to be at least slightly stealthy.
I agree.
okay.
Mm.
So whatever we could push at the limit, maybe.
Okay, yeah, so you guys can push the limit.
Push.
God damn.
I'm just gonna use an inspiration on this one, just in case.
Okie dokie.
I'm gonna use an inspiration as well, actually,
I still have 3.
because I never use
See, if I don't say it, I would have rolled bad. It's usually how it works.
Okie dokie. So you guys push it to the limit one more time.
Oh, I was just gonna start singing that song, but you beat me to it.
It's like last week with the Chobits. You guys walk as okay. Do you want to take a 5-minute break so people can pee, get drinks?
Go pee, Corin.
Yes, please.
Okay, really
Okay,
fast.
so 5-minute bio break, guys.
Okay,
And break.
Mazel tov.
That
Cheers.
Hey man, I gotta represent that 2% European Jew in there.
Oh, did you see my 23andMe results?
No, I
In
didn't.
which it was 99.9% European, 73% were British and Irish.
Yeah,
Surprising no one.
surprising no one. Apparently surprising something my sister left off from telling us that we were mostly German, with a hunk of Irish and a hunk of Great British and that little bit of Jew, is we are also apparently like 5% Persian. So that there's the weirdness. So somewhere down the line, someone did the funkiness.
Yeah, there was less than a tenth of a percent of South Asian. But
Oh.
that seems within the realm of what's the word? Shit.
I mean, what?
The
Error.
realm of shit. Oh.
Error. But that
Why
was
is
like
that
the
ter-
only non-European thing that came out of that.
Okay. So we're back into this. So you guys are quietly stealthing up the stair. You guys get to what seems to be the top of the stairwell. There aren't any stairs that go further up. This does seem the final destination of the stairwell. And what you see is a long, sort of open, for lack of a better term, foyer, where you see sort of a very interesting, intricate mosaic in the floor, and there seems to be 2 hallways, one going off to the left, one going off to the right.
Well, I agree with Dalmar. Let's head right.
All right. They chose right. You guys start heading off to the right, and it is a long hallway. That's sort of it's a double wide, so you guys can walk two abreast. But as you're stealthing down, you can slowly start to see what looks like another start of a stairwell leading up. And there seems to be about 10 feet away from there a door inset into the wall on the right.
So we're still checking all these doors, or we're just going to...
We don't know how far up they take them.
Keep checking doors until we find her.
Can I listen at the door?
Yes. Feel free to roll perception for me.
23.
You
One can hear me 'cause I'm muted.
don't really hear anything.
I don't hear anything.
I'm going to speak to Mirai and be like, do you know where the hag takes her?
This leads up into the castle proper. That's where the guards go to do paperwork and stuff like that.
How
And
do we-
hang out. It's I think it's the other way.
Mirai says it's the other way.
As in the other doorway, or
Down the hallway.
We turn around.
We do.
Turn around. You turn around and you start going down the hallway, Pink Panthering it.
Dude.
Dude, faces like that.
Doo-doo, doo-doo.
My bunny got fucked up.
Hmm.
Oh,
Oh,
I
well.
see. You're making a bunny. I'm like, why is she sending two evil faces and then a scared face?
It's supposed to be a bun. Anyway,
It looks kind of like a badger face too. The ears.
it is an old text thingy, from back in the dark ages of the internet. So you guys get back to the foyer and start heading down this long hallway, and there is this sort of heavy, almost metallic, coppery smell to the air. And you notice that in this hallway, unlike the other one where there were torches, there are inset green crystals in the wall close to the ceiling, casting this sort of sickly green glow upon the floor, illuminating it, making the dark stone almost appear like this deep emerald green.
I don't like
Does
that.
it smell like blood in here to you?
It's the smell of blood gets worse as the further you walk in, and there's almost this sweet scent of decay that sort of picks up the further you walk down the hallway.
I hate to be one to point out. I can't think of the words, but Professor, isn't your daughter's name Emerald? But I say Emerald in Elvish.
Yes, Tira Elen.
Okay, creepy. That's all. Because the stones are glowing emeralds.
Yes, well.
Hashtag themes, you know.
Yes, I don't know why you say the hashtag. You're not supposed to say the hashtag before it.
Hashtag just Aaron do things.
I think I accidentally ate a mushroom, everyone.
Yeah. You only use the hashtag when you're writing it down in text form.
this would be the fucking worst place to trip right now.
Right, can I sense anything, Snicket?
Roll Arcana for me.
No. I mean, what am I really worried about? I can't get anything less than a 16.
The sort of sense of magic sort of hits you full in the face, and it smells of rot and decay and all things wrong in this world, and it coats your tongue, and it's almost this disgusting, slimy sense, and you want to twist away in revulsion, and as you sort of twist your face up, having felt this distinctly, you're starting to wonder if this is what it's like when defined sense is used, when there's evil about.
Yeah, this magic is not good magic. We need to get in there. We need to get in there now. Everything about this magic is bad.
I cast Divine Protection on the professor.
Kyle, you're muted.
I was gonna ask if I could cast Divine Sense. God damn it.
So you cast divine protection on the professor, and you feel the sort of life force.
I do it at 4th level, so he has 20 hit points, though.
Hi, friends.
Oh, Telmar, it is like
Discount evil warehouse over here.
no. This is a corrupting force that you do not sense any undead, but you do sense fiend. But there's sort of, as you sort of extend your senses, this whole place reeks of fiend. Like, there have been so many fiends walking in here, the ceilings and the walls and the floors just reek of this evil essence. And they're gonna need some fucking deep clean after this, you know.
They'll need Paler's light. Jesus.
But you do also sense that the place ahead of you has been desecrated.
Like, desecrated how?
Like that whatever that place ahead of you was originally for, it has been turned, it has become sort of profane.
Like, as in, like, the Hollow Spell?
Kinda. Like someone has gone out of their way to use magics and rituals to pervert and twist whatever is up there. The original purpose is completely destroyed.
I'm gonna relay this to the group. Essentially, that I sense that the corrupting influence of this place goes so deep as to like corrupt the walls itself.
Well, that makes sense, but there's no way we're not getting in there. She's basically made it a place where she could perform all her rituals with the utmost power, I assume.
Well, it seems to me that means we're close and this should be the place.
Yes.
Everyone be careful. Be on the lookout, I guess. I don't know what the right word is either anymore.
On guard.
On guard for shit possessing you and gross, creepy, demon corruption things happening.
Yeah,
But
let me go first.
I say that
We have protection against good and evil. Does someone who should put that on?
Well, aren't we also protected within 10 feet of Talmar?
And also, we have...
No, only
Yeah,
I
but-
have that permanent effect. You guys just have advantage or saving throw bonuses close to me.
And we also have advantage on wisdom saving throws because of Hero's Feast. I don't want to waste a spell on protection from good and evil because I'm gonna have to be real stingy with my spells if we're gonna be doing a marathon today.
Okay.
I was just warning everyone.
No,
Yeah.
no, that was a totally fair warning. Actually, as a matter of fact, hold on.
Nobody listens to the elf.
I didn't mean to leave.
Or at least half of one.
Yeah, warning, there's some demony shit up in this place.
Yes.
Aaron is just gonna start eating mushrooms now.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to go. We got demons.
We got cows.
Twister is such a good movie. Anyway, you were saying.
Man, I want to watch Twister.
What's my
Never
favorite
seen
Ellen Hunt
Twister.
movie? Twister.
Losers, move out.
Okay, you were saying, Chris?
I thought I had a macro that was something about remembering your wisdom saving throws, but I don't actually have that. I have your D4s, motherfucker, and your RA is holy, yo.
I gotta remember that wisdom saving throws. I'm gonna nick one. So
Alright.
Yeah, I always write it down on my note sheet.
So you guys start to go forward, and the hallway eventually ends into a set of heavy wooden double doors.
wooden doors, fucking great. Is there a keyhole I can look through?
Dusty
There-
is my favorite character.
There is a keyhole sort of there. It is definitely not the super complex ones you saw downstairs, but it's on par with the one that you picked to get to where Ambrose was. So yeah, if you want to peek in, roll perception for me.
I shouldn't be doing this, but whatever. -2. That's a natural 20, so it's an 18.
You look in, and from your little keyhole, you can see a room beyond. It is flooded with bright green light, but the keyhole is so constricted, it's hard to get a good sense of what's in there. But you do manage to see what looks to be a table, and there looks to be stuff on it, but from this distance and from a keyhole, it's hard to tell exactly what's on top of the table. And it does seem like this room is oddly shaped. You can't see the ceiling, and it looks like from there you're having trouble seeing the majority of the floor.
Ugh.
Like
All right.
some fuckhead with who wanted to prove he had an architecture degree decided to sign this.
Is there natural life bathed on wood beams?
One of a kind is written everywhere.
Alright, so I'm going to relay that all to the group that the room is bathed in a creepy blue light. I'll check the door, see if it's, make sure it's locked or not.
You check the door, it is locked.
I'm gonna pull out tools. I'm like, are we going to be kicking in this? We doing this, or are we going to be?
We're fucking doing this, dude.
Yeah,
Alright.
we're doing this.
Doing it. And +8, go. That's a 24.
You're kicking the door?
No, I'm hitting the door.
Oh. The DM is the DM's totally not disappointed because she likes it when you kick down doors because it's awesome. You managed to pick the door and the lock clicks.
Alright. I'm gonna slowly, push the door open.
There are two doors. Are you pushing one open or are you pushing both open?
I'll, push one open.
You push one open and it moves fairly silently, like someone's actually done some maintenance shit and actually oiled some of the fucking door hinges for once. Like, who the fuck does that? Anyway, you open it up, and how far are you opening it?
Just far enough to so I can look through the room and see if there's anything if there's people walking around.
From where you have the crack open, you can see that this is a very interesting room. It's the stone in here is noticeably different from the stone outside. It's sort of this deep, washed-out red color. The reason you couldn't see the floor is because it's sort of stadium effect, where there are 3 steps down to the floor that's inset. The floor itself is completely a deep, almost black basalt that's been highly polished to almost a mere sheen. The ceiling itself looks like what you would think of as the inside of a step pyramid, constantly step by step by step going up. And each level there are the sort of glowing green crystals that sort of illuminate everything in the room below. You see the sort of bit of the table, which now that you have a better look, looks more like an altar. Again, of this deep, highly polished, dark basalt. And on top you see what seem to be jars of liquids, and you see flowers and herbs and crystals, and they look like spell components. And from just peeking around, you do manage to see that there is a little bit of movement, but you would have to open the door further in order to see.
Yeah, I'll open the door further.
How I do you open it?
Enough sneaking.
It's not enough. Like, we gotta be. I'll open it. So Connor's a big guy, like, but he also, I think, the only like. Okay, so Connor's gonna open the door enough, like, kind of like. So, is there any like pillars around or anything like that, or is it, like, stadium floor is going down?
It's the stadium floor is going down, just 3, and then the floor itself. The only thing there does seem to be a wide area on the opposite side of where you're at, where the altar is. There does seem to be room to hide there, and then there's just the ceiling going up. There doesn't seem to be anywhere really to hide where you're at.
I'm gonna slowly shut the door again.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn to the group. There's no hiding in here. You're going. There's something in there. I can't tell what it is. If I open the door, we're gonna give them more. They're gonna see us. So, either we kick this bitch in and figure out what's in there, or we saunter in like we own the place. Because that is a clearly set up casting or ritual room. I have no idea what it's for.
I've had it with the sneakiness anyways. Let's dust this bitch.
Townmaw, do you know what decade we're in?
The 80s.
All right, I take out my bow.
880s. Alright, I'm ready. But also, before we go, though, can people answer my question into the chat?
I did.
I think Professor wants to murder us the hag, right?
We want to murder the hag, and we want to save everybody too.
I think what
the priority is probably saving people
The priority is saving Aowen.
and your daughter.
Right, so, like, if we can, Bamfing, Aowen, Professor's wife, and the Professor's daughter out. Like, this is best scenario. And then we kill the hag, and then Bamf. Or we kill the hag, and then try to save the queen. But I think saving the queen is for another day.
Saving the queen is secondary.
I think honestly, depending on how, like, if we do take down the hag, depending on how like resource tapped we are, we may try to go after the queen, because there's always the option to just bamf out if we like, oh shit, Memorial's there, or Dremelek or someone.
There's also the point of Ambrose is waiting for us. I would have told him about Word of Recall, that we might bamf out. And maybe we told him like where to go if he uses the body chute to leave.
Well, I think what the whole plan is, so like, because like once we get Aowen and the Professor's daughter, is to like have her, like his wife, take those 3 and get out, and then we continue on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Okay. Good. All right. I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page, Gio.
And then we can use Word of Recall on us if we need to get out.
We have to be within 5 feet of me, so I think we should try to stay as close to me as possible.
Okay.
Which I would try to do anyway because of casting magic healing and stuff.
Alright.
Alright, I'm like turning and I'm gonna kind of like look at Cora and it's like, this is...
I stretch my arms and like, and I nod for you to kick that fucker open.
So I'm going to plant my foot and I'm aiming to break door.
Okay.
Door goes flying 6 feet in the room. That's what we want.
Like,
Leaving Marine.
So you go to kick down the door. Do you want to roll just for shits and giggles?
Why not? Let's roll that athletics. Plus 10. That's a 28.
Oh, you kick the door off its fucking hinges. And there's a slam. As not only the door you kicked breaks, but the other door is just sort of blown open. And you hear it slam against the wall before slowly kind of moving back. As you all get a good look of this room. And there, sort of standing off in the corner of the floor set below, you see a small, determined-looking girl sort of standing there. Her eyes look up at you all and go wide as she recognizes who you all are, and she looks at you, Corin, and goes, "Daddy!" And you watch as behind her is this tall, elegant woman who looks so very much like a mix of the professor and his wife.
We're still
And
holding
she-
hands, by the way.
And the green light is almost luminous in her eyes as she walks up behind Aelin and brushes her delicate fingers across her cheek and goes, "No, sweetheart. Shh. The adults are going to talk now." And as she goes, she watches Aelin's eyes get heavily lidded, and then she slumps and slides to the floor in a heap. And she looks at you all and she goes, "Hello. So good for you to take up my invitation." And she looks to you, Professor, and to your wife and goes, "Mother, Father, so good to see you again. I've missed you ever so much. There's somebody else who's so very excited to see you again."
Can I try something?
Depends on what it is, because this is happening really super quick.
I don't know if it's a waste. It might be a waste. Part of me wants to cast Dispel Magic on the Professor's daughter.
That's not gonna work, I don't think. I would have
I
tried it.
feel like she'll probably counterspell it.
It's, or
yeah,
even
all right.
whatever it is, it's probably too strong for.
You watch as there is a ripple of air behind the altar as this figure appears almost seemingly out of thin air. Your vision goes red, Professor. You've not seen that face in a long time, but it is etched forever in your memory as the hag who stole your memory and took your daughter. And she grins a mouthful of sharp teeth as she snaps her fingers, and there's this whooshing of air behind you. And she goes, "Welcome, Dawn's Graces. Shall we play?" And that's where we're leaving off for the night.
Oh!
It is 11:30 on the East Coast. I am
Yeah.
not starting the hag battle tonight. But
Yeah,
No.
well, that's fair.
It's not.
there you go. I love you guys.
Yeah, it's
I'm taking my daughter back, bitch!
Oh yeah, this is gonna be good. I'm so excited.
Oh boy. Okay.
I hope you guys had fun.
Bro,